Tucker.
And by these things, diabetes famously.
Reversible, heart disease reversible, Alzheimer's. Now, Richard Isaacson has done amazing work showing how we can reverse Alzheimer's using aggressive lifestyle interventions. But
what?
Yes. This is incredible data.
I just want to speak up as a non-doctor. We know for a fact that Alzheimer's is incurable. Nothing can make it better.
Well, that's actually not true.
I know, but I've been told that a lot.
Yeah,
So I'm just
of course, because, this is a great example. We've spent about $2 billion in over 400 studies trying to find drugs for Alzheimer's, and nothing has worked. The drugs that are approved are extremely expensive, have marginal benefit, a lot of side effects, and cost a huge amount of money, and may delay your entry into a nursing home by 2 or 3 months. That's a win. That's not very good. Now, there's a couple of trials that have been done, the Finger trial out in Europe and the Pointer trial, which is emerging, that showed aggressive lifestyle intervention, diet, exercise, managing stress, sleep, optimizing all your risk factors, was able to not just slow the progression of Alzheimer's and dementia, but to reverse it. This is published data. This is not my opinion. Richard Isaacson also has published this data. And now using biomarkers, and we can actually test with function, soon we'll be adding biomarkers for Alzheimer's. So now there's blood tests for Alzheimer's. So you don't have to wait until you forget your keys. And also for cancer, you're asking about cancer, we do a multi-cancer.
Wait, at what age is Alzheimer's detectable in a blood test?
That's a great question. So on imaging, which is very expensive and difficult and not
brain imaging.
Yeah, brain imaging. You can see the changes up to 30 years before you get Alzheimer's as a symptom. With blood tests, it's not as far as that. We're still figuring out, what those times are. But you can see these proteins start to develop in the blood that indicate there's something happening. And you can then intervene early. And the thing about Alzheimer's is that if you intervene early, you can have an incredible benefit to help slow the progression and delay it and actually reverse it. And I've seen this in my patients. I wrote a book about this, The Ultramind Solution, 15 years ago. Dale Bredesen's written a book called The End of Alzheimer's, and documenting that we have to get to the root causes.
Is NIH on this?
No, they're not on it. And this is what drives me crazy.
I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. We spent so much money. We've gotten really no results.
Because I don't think you're a crackpot. But here you are sitting on camera saying, no, Alzheimer's is reversible.
Yeah.
Like that. Talk about a headline. Yeah. Why isn't that in the New York Times?
Good freaking question.
No, I'm serious though.
Good freaking question.
So either you're crazy or they're dishonest.
Yeah. I think it's a medical paradigm shift. Think as most doctors are in a world is flat world. They don't understand that the world is round. We've shifted a paradigm scientifically from a disease-based diagnostic system to understanding the body as an integrated ecosystem. And so the work of people like Leroy Hood from the Institute for Systems Biology, his Phenome Project, is mapping out how our understanding of disease is completely wrong. It's based on labeling people according to symptoms and where it is in their body, rather than on mechanisms and causes. So I wrote a book called Young Forever, which is about longevity. We talked about it, I think, last time I was on your show. And in the book, I talk about the scientists who come up with this model of what are the root causes of aging. Because we think aging is it's going to happen inevitable. We're going to get sick. We're going to get older. We're going to get frail. We're going to get weak. And they've identified the underlying biology behind that. So if we cured heart disease and cancer from the face of the planet, we might extend life 5 to 7 years. You can get the same thing with meaning and purpose or playing tennis. But if you actually drill with the hallmarks of aging, the things that really go wrong, inflammation, mitochondrial NTR, nutrition, you can and your microbiome, all the things that underlie disease, you could extend life by 30 or 40 years, which means living to 120, which is a crazy notion, right? So we now understand biology in a very different way than we did before, and it hasn't translated into the clinic. And so why I co-founded Function Health with my co-founders was to help accelerate this gap, to kind of leapfrog over this ossified system. But we need to change.
But it's just kind of